Welcome back, everybody. GIANTX, they just needed a little bit of motivation, it seems like. A very convincing game versus Team Heretics. And fun fact, we actually had GB Sports going on next door. BDS was playing, and they couldn't even finish their sports game in the time that GX finished off Team Heretics in that first game. Finn, great game from Jackies.
Yeah, Jackies and GX is completely cleaning the sheets with their Heretics game.
Yes.
I mean, I think I really like the tech of Jackies with the symbiotic souls, because what happened early game yesterday was just pushing waves and then recalling constantly keeping tempo on the map, stacking his symbiotic souls, who got buffed this patch to give increased movement speed before he upgraded them. So really good, and a really good control, I think, by Closer and Jackies together. I think they really dictated the pace of the game. And I feel like Heretics never really got a foot in the door.
No.
And that's why I think the draft choices were a bit questionable in that sense, because especially when you pick
results-based analysis.
I know, but I said in Reddit check, and I stand by this: if you're not him, don't try to be him. And for me, that's the case of this year. Don't take an early game support if you're not going to be able to get the ball running in the early game, because what is this Elise going to do 20 minutes in? I
mean, I just struggle to see that Heretics had no good response to the swap that GX pulled out. Because when you draft this early, here was in the mid-lane fight, but as I was saying, is that when you have an early game comp like this, when enemies are sure to swap away from that lane, they don't want to fight against you, they don't want to lane against you, so you need to have some kind of strategy plan. Do you match them? Do you look to dive the top laner? But it was just like a slow, even early game, and then Elise shows up, minute 7, and she's already outscaled.
Yeah, and the issue is that with a composition like this, what you want to do is get your vision set up and get the vision control back. But you don't have the tools to do it, because if you step in, you're going to get stomped. And unfortunately for Heretics, that is what happened here. On the other side, for GX, that is the minimum expected from them for the expectations from this roster at this beginning of the season. They had to stomp them here today.
Or in both games is basically what you're saying. Yeah, it makes sense. If we go back to the draft here, as we can see, did you like the Pantheon, you guys?
I like the Pantheon, but I feel like this Poppy by Jun just blocks so much of what Heretics wants to do. This Asir can never shuffle in because he will get stopped by the dash. This Zambessa has 4 dashes, she can't use them. This Pantheon can never stun someone because his stun is a jump as well. So what happens is that Jun just walks up, shows his face, and they can't go on him. So what are they going to do?
Finn, as a pro player, how does this happen? Because if this one champ is countering your whole comp, like, could you have seen it coming?
You could have seen it coming, but I also think if someone blind picks Poppy, you have to have a batter.
Right, it was blind.
You gotta have a better punish than Elise, because this Elise didn't do anything. I think this Elise was not the pick here. I think they should have picked something that supported the Estral more. Maybe like a range support that doesn't have a dash like Elise. I think like a Karma would be amazing this game. For example, Estral Karma, classic bot lane 2v2 combo, which really nullifies what the Poppy wants to do. Because when Poppy denies you from going into her, you need to draft stuff that has long range damage. With an Assyrian Estral already at hand, I think you should play into that strength instead of going into what the Poppy wants to do.
Yeah, makes sense. It's what comes back to what you were saying actually about the Elise not to put it all on Stend. It's always a team decision, but it wasn't really working. What was working is for GX, some of their carries that we've actually praised a lot. I think a lot of people were looking at how Jackies is going to keep evolving into this year. This was obviously a great game. Here is your montage, I think, of your symbiotic souls.
Push wave base. Push wave base.
Honestly, in matchups like this, you don't have to do more. You just have to be really precise on your recall timings, because you know that Kamiloo is not going to be able to do anything. And he's supposed to be the one getting the agency with his pick and actually having some room for the rest of his team to proceed on the map. But yeah, I feel like Jackie's play is phenomenal.
He was dizzy.
Yeah, I feel like you can see Camiloo's inexperience in a game like this. I think he was always trying to look for these all-engaged shuffles to make something happen. But I think he needs to realize that his role in this game is not to shuffle, it's to farm up, get strong, and then be a strong front-to-back team fight carry. And I feel like he didn't really succeed in that job this game by dying so much.
People forget that Azir doesn't have to be an engaged champion.
All roles doesn't have to be
it can be a defensive champion.
Larson understands this, so why does everybody else?
Don't say my boy.
No, but it's a good point. It's a great point indeed, and it's often bigger than the lane you're playing yourself at that given time, right? But Jackies, he's did amazing. You wonder where he finds the time. He's a busy boy, Jackies, but he had a fantastic game here. And I think in the vein of where you're looking at GX wanting to have like a clean 2-0 here and look further, it's all because of the promise they showed very early on in the split. Also, the rumors that we heard of the scrims there very early. I don't know what the word on the street is now. I haven't been here. But they were rumored to be one of the strongest, right? But it's all about when the other teams are improving, are you going to keep going? going? What's your gut feeling?
Yeah, and this is not the expectations we set for them. They set them themselves. They've been very vocal and clear that they are going for a championship. And when you say that, you are held to certain standards, which they haven't really fulfilled the last couple of weeks. So beating Heretics should be a stepping stone for them to go further and actually fulfill their own prophecy, which is, they can still do it, but they need to improve a lot more. I think we need to see way more than this, not just winning against Heretics.
But again, here, I feel like it's expected to win convincingly against Heretics. It's 6th place team against 8th place team, I think. What is going to be harder for them is tomorrow, but for me, that it can be the confidence win that sends them back on track. And I hope, at least, that if they win second game as convincingly as the first one, they're gonna have, it could be go well for them tomorrow. English is hard.
And you know, Movistar Koi has also been a little bit on the ropes, so we'll see. But we're not there yet for Team Heretics. We didn't really get a chance to talk about them before because we ran out of time. Our note was that for them, you know, everything they get is a win because they already got to the playoffs with a lot of new players, Finn. But where do they have a possibility here to maybe upset the apple cart a little bit in Fearless in Game 2?
Yeah, but I also think, sure, they've gotten really far, but I also think we should try to expect more from them. I don't want to come into a series and expect the team to do bad. I really want to see more from them, and I need to see them have a clear identity. This game, they drafted early game, but had no idea how to execute on it. If you need to go scale and wait for free items in team fight, do that. If it's going to work, maybe do that. I don't need to see you execute these super hard early game comps when you can just rely on that. I think when they have been looking the best is when Flakked has like a team fight carry and is able to pop off in the mid game or late game. And I also want really a lot of agency for Sheo because I think he's been a standout player for me on this team.
And to have agency for Sheo, what do you need? Priority in lanes. And I feel like they didn't really have this here, or they didn't have the ways to put this in motion. But yeah, give some priority to your lanes, some space for Sheo, and also a draft that doesn't need to win in one way. You want to have a lot of win conditions and recovery, especially if the early game goes bad.
God, there's a lot of things. It's a lot of things with a lot of champions off the table that they may be comfortable on, but it is the playoffs, so that's what you need to get. For GX, is it an easy second draft, you feel?
I mean, I think GX has an ability here to actually hide what they want to prepare against Fnatic. I think you're not really getting challenged by Heretics. So if you want to use draft the standard comp that you think is going to take you to win, maybe like a Wukong Ari that you've shown that you played before, maybe like a strong bot lane for Noah June, anything that is kind of conventional and predictable, I think this is the time to pick it.
I want to see Jackie's back on an AD mid and what they can pair this up with in the jungle. That's what I'm going to be looking at.
Okay, let's see if Jackies can have another big game. Let's head over to our casters.
Oh yes, let's see indeed, because the first game was all cinema from GIANTX's side, but none for Team Heretics. I'm here with the Mustard Man. My name is Hysterics, and boy, oh boy, Vedius, does that make a statement, which we're hoping leads to Team Heretics doing the same thing here in the second game.
That's what we're looking for. I felt like Heretics were just a little disconnected. I think it didn't help in the draft, where I feel kind of overcomplicated it. You know, they needed a simple, straightforward plan of how to execute. And what is this reaction?
I'm sorry, I just looked at your shirt again. I just realized.
My shirt is fantastic.
It is loud, yeah, I love it. I mean, I love it. I just
Do you?
Never imagined you in a mustard, you know? It's just crazy.
My goodness. Now is not the time for your opinions on my
Maybe I'm just hungry. Maybe I wanted to devour some good league.
On the draft,
Hysterics. Oh, really? I'm so glad you asked.
Tell me.
I feel like Sejuani should be top priority here, Vedi.
I agree. Great pick, I think, especially if Heretics want to try and simplify the draft. Easy engage tool and just a great way to set up for fights. In terms of what we're seeing banned away, though, Zyra are going to be consistently taken away from Sheo. The Skarner naturally banned away on the side of GX. However, Kalista, will this join the pool on the red sides? No, it's going to be blue.
Ban.
Heretics were paranoid about the fact that GX would not ban it, and Heretics definitely did not want a first pick.
Maybe it shows that they want the Varus first pick here. Mel's also taken off the board by red. Go for a Varus B1, or the Sedge comes through anyway. Wukong also available.
Maokai.
Maokai's a flex.
True, but it never has been in the LEC.
Okay, but I'm just...
It's likely just going to be the straightforward front-to-back jungle engage that we often see. Now, as you rightly said, things like the Varus rise in priority here for GX. We know that Noah is a big fan of the champion, but Corki been left up. Power picks on the side of GX. you know, you were saying last week how you haven't seen Rumble be a priority pick here in the LEC compared to some other regions. But GX definitely wanting to put a little bit more priority on that pick.
And I know we talk a lot about champion pools, but I wonder if Carlsen has something like the Galio in his mind as well. Because if we're already seeing something like the Maokai as question marks for part of Engage, Galio has been the go-to take into the Rumble lane, neutralize it, and make it do next to nothing while having teamfight impact yourself. How do Team Heretics feel?
Right now, it looks like Heretics is defaulting to comfort. You've got Stend on one of his most played throughout his career in the Rell. You've got the Maokai already locked in. This is the front line I thought that they were going to go in for in the previous day. This type of draft ideation. How will they round out their draft? And they're going to lock in the Varus for Flakked. So you've got 3 high comfort picks to the side of Heretics. They're going to lean back on what they know. Whereas GX, they just continue to cook. They continue to evolve. Of course, Corki, definitely not something new for Noah. But Jun, we know him for his engaged supports, and we're not going to see anything differently from him as he locks in the Alistar's response to the round.
Okay, so with that counter into it, 2v2s are cemented. Got jungle for Team Heretics, top lane here for Lot on GX. Now the only question is, what starts getting taken away? Top lane response? Yeah, I mean, hey, that's a really good call. I think Karma's a pain. Smolder also a scaling pain that people have started going to.
Do they consider banning Yone? We did see Yasuo Yone come out from Heretics last week. I know that, I think it's the Yone that can be pretty good into the Rumble.
Good pairing as well with something like the Sejuani, excuse me, with the Maokai, as Sejuani actually just got taken away from GX's hands. Things like Wukong, you talked about Zhao before, that's also up and available. Good pairings here when you consider that you have an AP top lane.
Jace, maybe?
Jace into the solo lane pick.
Oh no, Jace already banned, my apologies.
No, it's okay, we're in Fearless, baby. You get to make mistakes.
Nah, gonna be the other one. Okay, that makes sense. We did see the Rumble into Nah matchup earlier in the day. Felt like the Rumble from Irrelevant was actually doing super well during the laning phase. It only really shifted in the matchup much later into the game. There's that Xin. We talked about it. Easy engage tool for closer. I think it really fits into his wheelhouse, and then Jackie's can have all the comfort in terms of what direction he wants to go for, whether it be more control mage with the scaling and team fighting, or if he wants to go for something a little bit more pick orientated. I could see an angle with the Ahri here to pair alongside the Zhao.
True. Orianna also looks like it would fry here 100%. As well.
That's what I'm saying. They have options in terms of team fighting or a little bit more mobility in side lane threat. Of course, the beauty of Corki is he's a great champion for side laning just because of how quickly he can clear those waves and rejoin with the rest of his team. But Heretics right now need to consider what they're going to lock in. Top and mid are going to be the picks. They know the Rumble on the top side of the map.
Ooh. Are we going to get an AD mid with the potential for an AP to match top? Are you worried about your AP damage is the only question I'll throw in there. Is that Maokai we know can be a bit of a flex with things like Leandri's in the build. So maybe not.
I don't know. But quite frankly, I've really, I'd say, lost faith in Tristana mid. I feel like the repeated nerfs and the way the meta's gone, it doesn't quite have the same...
Camille.
Ooh, Carlsen. I mean, we know that he's no stranger to carry picks himself, and bringing out the Camille in what could be your last game of winter. I mean, I respect it, I admire it. They showcased the Yasuo Yone last week, and I'm hoping to see great things coming out from the Camille. My only issue with the Camille is it doesn't really fit with what the comp wants to do.
Nice. But it's two exciting picks. One is a Syndra, maybe watching a bit of Nemesi on the other side. I think the biggest thing is that Jackie's has an AD jungler, so, you know, we talked about mid-jungle pairing something like the Ahri. Syndra adds so much as well. If you get stunned up as that Tristana, you ain't going nowhere.
It's got great setup. You can interrupt the jump. You can do all sorts of things on the Syndra in terms of whether it be setup or defensively. And in team fights, I mean, I've always been a big fan of utilizing the ultimate early and then instead spreading out those spheres, using the E to do mass AoE stuns as a possibility.
True.
So the champion can have a lot of flexibility. The problem with her as a champion is her limited mobility. Right? The fact that she doesn't have an innate dash, once she loses that flash, it's very easy to dive on top of her, and champions like Camille thrive when playing into a Syndra, but there's so much around the Syndra that she should feel very safe in this matchup. If a Camille dives on top of her, you've got the Rumble ultimate, you've got Alistar peel, you've got the Zhao ultimate. There are a lot of tools to help protect this Syndra in the late game fights. In terms of the laning phase, I'm excited to see how the matchup plays out. Jackie's, I feel, has gotten the better of Kamiloo in game 1. And with the setup that he has with this jungle support, Camiloo's going to have to be careful with those early ganks.
Well, I love it. Jackie's equals baby faker. Equals baby caps. Or other way around. Whatever it was, bang a sign as we get into game 2. Team Heretics at death's door, fighting their way up to stay alive in the LEC Winter. They're heading towards first stand, the best team of the LEC, but right now they're on their last stand, as they could be knocked out in the first round of the lower bracket. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Again, another note on top of Vedius's, as we just see a comment start here for Jackie's, is remember, about a year or so ago, Vedi, maybe a little bit longer, those splinter changes for Syndra are now acting a little bit more scaling. That 15% AP you get at 120 as well. Damaging champions, damaging minions, or at least killing large minions as well, is a great way to do it. Also, you get it actually with skill points too, as Sheo just spotted out on a ward here as Team Heretics look to go deep for the jungle.
And get a bit of information as to where Closer is starting his clear. Maokai, I can tell you right now, early skirmishing against the Zhao, he wants to avoid that.
Yeah.
He would very much not like to engage in early combat. Meanwhile, it looks like we're going to get standard lanes across the board. I'm not too surprised, given that on the Corki, you should feel relatively safe in most matchups. Paired alongside an Alistar, you're likely going to lose prio in the early game. But given that Closer starting on the top side of the map, I wonder if he'll do a full top side clear, maybe into an early gank, whether that be mid or top. Or instead, his priority is getting to the bot side so that he can look to alleviate some of this pressure. We've been set up for a play. We've seen this combination do some serious damage to great effect once they get those level 2s.
Oh, nice start for the lane though for Kamiloo. Quick note, normal lanes here. No top laners mid, no bot laners top, no top laners bot. Like everything looks pretty standard here and will continue that way. As I'm interested because we don't often get to see Camille versus Rumble. And with grass taken as well, I feel like short burst trades and getting the hell out of Lot's way will be the angle for Carlsen here as he gets level 2 first and Lot pays respect.
Lot has to be careful not to over-push the wave, especially with the likelihood of the Maokai path towards the top side of the map.
Yeah.
Jackie's struggling in the 1v1 just because, well, when it's a trading of auto attacks and one of those people trading is a mage, it's very difficult for you to really trade back. You're very reliant on your skills, so you're going to see this early push come through from Kamiloo, and Jackie's losing a decent amount of farm to the tower, along with being zoned away from it. But it looks like the full clear on the top side, Ping coming down to Closer all in already from Kamiloo. Just to be careful.
Nice trades. Remember again.
At the start. Looks like he didn't take it.
What's he got? WQ. Now has level 3. Just a side note as well, remember Jackie's has to damage twice. You have to get 2 instances of ability damage, so he can't auto Q or something like that. It needs to be like a QE or a QW to get the mana. And I'm also glad to note that it looks like the W bug that was there is now gone as well. And there was a weird time where Syndra just had this W that cost no mana.
Oh.
I can't remember why it happened, but I just know that it happened.
I do remember that. Yeah, as far as I'm aware, that's not an issue anymore.
Well, I see his mana going down when he uses W, which is great.
That is great.
Yeah.
Champion working as intended. Meanwhile, Stend paying a small visit towards the mid lane as both supports went on a bit of a walk, stretched their legs. It's healthy to leave your partner from now and then. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, as they say.
Thank you for that, Vedi.
You're welcome.
That was deep. I just did not expect you to give me that advice.
Level 3 about to be... Here we go.
Okay, against the wall. Stend is ignited. Flash from John. He's also got a trample up. Stend was close to dying, but Noah just out of reach.
Well, Noah really taking the message to heart, looking to send Stend back to base. This jungler is hovering around bot side of the map. Look at this Closer, recognizing the respawn of the Raptors. Because he has the control on the bot side, he can look for a steal, but the ping came through.
With Gatling gun too, Flakked's going to get autoed down. Jun has a trample, and look at where Stend is. His flash is not available. Wind becomes lightning, misses, but Closer still gets in range. Looks for that last proc, and Noah finds it with a phosphorus bomb. Now for Flakked, even though lethal tempo's going, he's going to get dove on. A trade for jungle for AD carries. What happens is Jackie's dove through mid, scatter the weak, and Sheo will not be affected. So, 2 for 2 long wise as we look towards mid. It means that blood already on Summoner's Rift.
So big misplay from Closer to really set up the play on the bot side of the map, and the tower aggro management ended up falling onto Closer's shoulders, meaning that even though Noah tried to get that initial aggro, knowing that he still had his flash available and could disengage away from the tower, things didn't quite go the way they planned. On top of that, Sheo executing a response dive in the mid lane. Jackie still holds onto his flash.
Might have to burn it now, and does from the Shattering Strike. Kamiloo all ins, and a good scout of the week with Jun on his way, but he has no flash to reciprocate as well. So Jackies will just look for some damage down. Level 6 is not there until half an EXP bar, so no threat of a kill range onto Kamiloo.
Getting that flash out from Jackies leaves him susceptible to another gank. Overall, though, I want to acknowledge that GIANTX did still find a big advantage on the bot side of the map. Noah getting 2 kills is...
Ooh, disrespectful. Jackies walked up to this, and he might die for it as well. Kamiloo takes the kill, and Stend just took in full vision. And even after burning his flash, it's a free kill for Team Heretics.
Huge disrespect coming in from Jackies. In the face of Stend, he aptly gets punished for it. And hands Heretics over another kill. They will be the first to get 3, contributing to the feats of strength. And a good start overall for Heretics.
And there was something I wanted to mention where, like, you know, this is a shout out again to Molecule who kind of pointed this out, where last year, what we criticized of Jackies and his early stats of 2024 compared to Kamiloo, I see similarities between these mid laners where it's like they ramp up mids throughout the year. And Camiloo's very much been like that so far, where there's been a bit of hefty mistakes. It's just funny seeing Jackies in that same position here in this early game.
I mean, Kamiloo is as rookie as it gets.
Yeah. Coming
straight from the 2nd division in the LFL. Expectations were not that high around the player. And I don't think that he's surprised many in the sense that he's, you know, kind of risen to the top ranks, but there's definitely potential in the player. And I think he's shown some promising things, and the fact that he and Heretics made the top 8 was already a surprise to many, considering the number of rookies they had on their roster.
True.
Now again, I don't want to, me saying things like that, don't want you to get the impression that they're in any way in a bad position in this game. So far, the early game, very even. They've been able to secure the early grubs. They have a long-range composition that largely plays through the front to back, and I'm curious as to how Carlsen is going to fit into this, because when you think about diving partners, there's the possibility of Stend acting as that engage. But Carlsen really wants someone that can threaten those backlines or look for those crucial targets, so he's going to have to be creative with his angles, and he's going to have to, well, get enough damage to be able to really put some threat onto the backline.
It's Camille on side lanes. That's something as well, also with the power of Tristana. More side lanes than you expect in a lot of these modern day comps, as Sheo is moving around mid just to cross down towards bot to go to his camps. As a quick note on that early game status is 400 gold lead for mid, 400 gold lead for bot, but in reverse over to GIANTX. You can see on the bottom of your screen. There might be a little bit more action happening in. Jun looked for Stend and then just walks back. And Noah, as he's level 6 now with a Phage available and that gold lead he picked up earlier, threatening Flakked right into his own turret.
Sheo here to hover, has the level 6.
Coming up a ward.
Noah's got plans, he should be fine, even if he's forced to use it. Jackie's being pushed underneath this tower a little bit. The wave clear coming in from the Tristana, definitely something you can't afford to ignore. But overall, both teams mainly waiting for the next objective to spawn. Early items getting very close to completion as the goal continues to come through. The game sort of returns to a neutral standpoint.
Yes.
Reminder that the pressure is on for both teams. This is an elimination series. The winner will move on to play against Koi tomorrow.
Yep.
The loser will be eliminated from the Winter Split and they won't be rejoining until spring.
Long time.
Yep.
Remember again, first stand is in March, so...
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. The winner of the LEC almost immediately has to go straight to Korea.
Yep.
You don't have much time there.
And then after the tournament,
straight back. Feel like 2 weeks or something, and we're back into the action of spring.
So it's, I mean, it is exciting. I love that we have 3 internationals, and I'm looking forward to a fearless tournament as well. And the fact it's very elitist, which I love as well. I love elitist tournaments because like one team out of every region goes. There's 5 regions now. One team, Vedius.
Yep.
And you know, a lot of people saying it's going to be like G2, and but we don't know. At this point, I don't think we know.
Oh, Jun in the mid lane.
Kamiloo just wants the wave. Is it disrespectful? Yes, it is. What? I mean,
Jun did have to do nothing fancy.
He was just walked into him.
Casual cow, moon his way into the mid lane. I mean, Kamiloo didn't even think anything ominous of it.
He was like a Bal's player, and he just wanted the wave. He wanted to clear the wave and then W, but he then W'd forward, I think.
I'm not going to call that a good death, my man.
I'm not calling that a good death. I'm not even calling that good, okay? But as he dies, free kill over to Jackies, I guess.
Closer sets his sights on the bot lane.
Stend not going to get a...
I mean, the pressure alone is enough to zone them away from the tower. Likely going to get them second plate. Minion wave is getting thinned out though, and here comes Kamiloo. Now can match in terms of numbers. Maokai is stealing away the Raptors.
And corruption met with the unbreakable will, slowed down, but Jun still gets his damage off as Camille goes over the wall. Waiting for him is closer, flashes over immediately. GIANTX are okay for now, looking for the poke here is the big one. It's exactly that in Team Heretics' face. They have to back off.
An ambitious engage from Camiloo, but he's lost so much by making this roam down. Look, there's a full level difference between the two mid laners now. Jackies is also going to get himself a plate. And the fact that he died, went bot, then lost his flash, while also sharing all that XP with his bot lane, I mean, it's not optimal.
I can tell you exactly what the play was. That was an minus 800 gold play for Camiloo. He gave the kill over. He was up 500 gold, by the way. Sheo might be caught out as well. 3 Talon Strikes sets up for closer. Jackies was down 400 gold. Now he's almost up 400 gold. So it switched exactly like that as ulti's going to be sent out. Camiloo now very low, just as grabs the spawn, closest on top of another person's head. And Stend this time, Valkyrie forward from Noah, pokes him out with a phosphorus bomb. Nature's Grasp in response. It's good poke, but Team Heretics, their mid laner is low again. He's got it back again, this time by his own making, but still, this early game lead thrown in the bin.
Jackies with a really nice punish, committing the ultimate, not with the intent of getting the kill, but as you rightly said, to get him low, force Kamiloo out of the fight before it's even begun. That way they can create this numbers advantage, they force an engage onto Heretics, and immediately they force them to expend all of their ultimate disengage tools, and then they're forced to leave, opening up the grubs for GIANTX to secure. Well played by them, they continue to extend the gold leads. And yeah, it's a difficult situation for Camille, and you can see how these single mistakes can very quickly balloon out of control.
I mean, there's a lot of pressure again. When you're on the verge of elimination, when you've had some good moments in the season, people are saying, hey, you should be competitive with GIANTX after the first game. Don't completely blame him. Happens to the best of us. There's 15 CS down. Again, the gold lead you can see on your screen, but remember, bot was also already ahead. So Trinity forced Corki now in the game as Dragon spawns, as GIANTX thinking about how they can come down bot after they've just reset. Closer and Jun walking together, moving in.
Jacks are in a position to contest this. The TP available for bot.
They're scared.
They are scared. I mean, they should be. Rumble is a very scary champion right now. The mid wave is important too. Looks like Noah's going to go clear that one out. Flakked just now taking over to level 8. You want to talk about experience, you can see advantage gained in AD carry in the top lane as well. The only two players that are really even in XP are the supports and the junglers. Sheo has been invading closer on the top side of the map every time these bot plays are coming through. And unfortunately for Heretics, his bot lane has kind of had to pay the price.
But I think it's something Laure said on Desert is that, you know, Sheo needs these winning lanes. Sheo needs something to play off as well, especially on this Maokai. Not just in the player, but in the picks. As Stend goes in, Noah disengages from Jun, pops the unbreakable will. Nature's Grasp going to keep him in place though, so a chance here for Flakked to pull up the lethal tempo and find the kill, waiting for Jun to expire. And his ult does indeed. Flakked with his second kill of the game.
At the very least, they're able to get a good pick onto Jun. He didn't have his flash. They know that from the play that happened on the bot side of the map. They're able to get a good punish onto him, and Drake for a kill, obviously not ideal, but you'll take it. Opens up the top side of the map for you to get a little bit more control and vision. Noah goes in.
Gatling gun, this might be a solo kill. Look at the phosphorus bomb damage. The big one as well, chunked him out. Flakked backs away. Might just queue and then leave as Noah is feeling so confident.
Yes, he should. Bot tower though getting incredibly low. Kamiloo had dominance during the laning phase, his ability to trade against the Syndra, with her inability to trade back.
Hits as well, great trading. Stend is here.
But you're seeing how things have shifted now that first item has been completed. Jackie's level 10 as well, means that he's gotten the max rank on his Q, and he's starting to get those stacks as well. You can see them on the champion portrait. 72 is the number for this Syndra. He's going to secure first tower of the game as well.
Love Blackfire Torch on the Syndra as well. 72 stacks right now of splinters. Remember, 120 is the magical number, where you get that 15% AP buff. But also, Blackfire Torch gives, what, 4% ability power as well? So close to 20% AP picked up once that is fully stacked, as well as Jackie's, as you just saw, opened up bot turret. Beats the streak for GIANTX again, 2 games in a row. And an equalizer popped on the other side of the map in case there was counterplay, in case Carlsen was going to get free access to turrets. It's just a massive no button.
Kamiloo has to take that plant in the bot lane. This is the utmost important.
The big rose?
Yep. It's still there.
Where is it?
No, it's still there in the bot lane.
Oh, it's a small rose.
Yeah, but it's still there.
Yeah, hang on.
You can't just leave a rose
Anyway,
like
it's
that.
down there.
It's right there. Kamiloo, you got this.
Hit the rose?
He's got this.
Hit the rose, right?
Kamiloo?
Right. Hit the rose.
You've hit the rose.
Yo, I know it's not
Kamiloo.
Valentine's Day, brother, but we're gonna hit the rose.
You can't do this to us,
Hit
man.
the rose.
He's gonna hit the rose.
Which one? I mean, both of them. Sure.
Both of them, ideally. Kamiloo, please.
Hit the rose. Hey,
Okay,
well
nice.
done.
But
all
the
right.
other one is still there.
Yeah, but hey, that's 50-50.
Oh, top lane dive.
Carlsen might be in trouble. Flash burned immediately. Jun's not going to let him react. Scatter the weak and the ulti. Beautiful setup and layering of CC.
I mean, they make it look clean, but now the response from Heretics.
It's TP from Kamiloo. It's closer stuck in a tri-brush as Jun doesn't know whether to go on in. There's good damage from Kamiloo as well. He's going to mitigate the disaster earlier on and pick up more resources now.
It's a 1-for-1 on the top side of the map. Very clean dive coming out from GX, but the TP response from Kamiloo, nicely played to allow Heretics to trade a kill back. Jackies.
Good pathing.
Kamiloo's hesitant, and he respects it though, plays around it.
Really good pathing. Really good respect, as you said. But now coming back in for the wave. Scatter the weak is there. Buffered. So Kamiloo was very sus as to what's going on. Jackie's just bullying him for a bit. Flashes away.
I guess he was worried that that would put him within ulti kill range, but
he just saw Jackie's ult on the turret though. And Sheo's also here.
Another mistake comes through from Kamiloo.
A lot of nerves.
I mean, I don't want to put too much pressure on the guy because right now he's been able to equalize the deficit that he was at.
Yeah.
Finding a crucial kill onto Closer was valuable to bring him back into the game.
Jun might be walking in the fog of war though, and Camille might be getting even more now as well. Jun could be dead meat. Jackie tries to zone and help, but Jun, even as he pops his ulti, is still so damn low. Sheo looking for the new target, which is Closer, who's just run on in. GIANTX is separated, but with the Chains of Corruption and Noah now joining in. Here comes Corki. This weird old guy on a flying boat is looking to do damage. His lot is now in melee range. Team Heretics might look like they're fine, but now they've got to kill Noah. The turn is big. Carlsen's got some shutdowns. Noah's running for his life, and he'll be stunned up. A Valkyrie in place. A flash. Carlsen, though, uppercuts him. And Team Heretics, I return. That was the miracle fight they needed.
Carlsen with a fantastic fight gets so much gold. That chaotic, multiple skirmish type of play allowed him to shine. We start with the play that's a punish onto Jun. Face checking into 3 allows Heretics to get a lot of good damage, but then Kamiloo, as he rightly should be, is hesitant to follow, but they recognize that the TP is coming in. They can create the collapse. Flakked gets Rumble ulted on, and so he's forced to move forward. They get the initial pick as Noah finds a flank on the left-hand side, but then Carlsen joins the fray, working with Sheo to lock down single members. And when you turn it into this 2v2, 3v3, this is where the Camille really shines. Shut down onto Rumble, shut down onto Noah. Carlsen is a strong Camille.
And they're feeling, you can see momentum's big, but Stend is overcommitted here. He's going to die immediately, and so is Flakked. Team Heretics just had a brilliant fight thanks to their top laner, and the bot lane just ran it.
We see this so often from Heretics. They go from a really good play into an overcommitment.
Feels bad.
They end up getting punished. GIANTX immediately turn things around, and while Carlsen is still a threat in the side lane, Heretics have win condition. The goal isn't beyond them yet, but this coordination, this decision-making, they need to show a little more restraint against GX, who is more than happy to punish it.
I mean, for GX especially, like,
Here we
this
go.
game, man, such big avenue is lot. Yeah, he's caught out, so there might be another one for you for Carlsen. The top laner is now the win condition of Team Heretics. Turret under fire, Jun trying to get rid of the wave, but Sheo won't let him. He pops the Unbreakable Will, but more members of Team Heretics keep showing up. Jun is alone. There's no help coming, and Carlsen will take the turret. Now he'll look to take kill number 5. Give it to the Camille. Carlsen is going to carry. That's what you hope as a Team Heretics fan.
I mean, the pressure is going to fall on the shoulders of the rookie in the top lane, but he has the tools to live up to those expectations. A 1.2k gold lead over the Rumble, and this Camille can really do some serious damage in a side lane, but Heretics have to show that level of restraint. The way that they're going to win is by playing through the side lanes, by looking for picks, converting this game into skirmishes. The more full-on 5v5s they have, the greater the risk of GIANTX being able to turn things around.
But you know, the biggest risk is in 4 minutes. They have to 5v5 because it's Dragon Soul for GX who've already built that up.
Great point.
So Carlsen better get his flanking shoes on because this 2-item Camille got to do a lot. Stend caught out again. Jun bops him away. Maybe a bit of a mistake. A scatter the week. Bot again! Team Heretics in elimination match. Flakked and Stend are caught once more.
Over a ward! The bot lane is fighting over a ward. It doesn't matter. You don't need to fight over that control ward. Carlsen wasn't in range. Kamiloo was pushing out the bot wave. This disconnect again. GIANTX find the punish.
Especially when you just said, like, through sides, what they find in these long lanes with Kamiloo teleporting up. The bot getting caught out. There's no mid control, and Vedius now Atakan starts up. GIANTX, no contest whatsoever here from Team Heretics.
Unfortunately, it's the tradition that we've now seen from Heretics, where come the mid game, even when they find advantages and opportunities, they just get disconnected. They make plays separately from one another, and teams are able to punish them for those mistakes. Atakan gonna be secured. The extra life now in their back pocket as Jackie's.
Over a ward again, but Stend this time was in his own jungle to give him fair credit as Jackie's close for the ulti onto Stend. We're still there. Flash, wind becomes lightning. He thought scout of the week, but Jackie's just going to flash and ult him. Takes him down. Stend is 0-5. Flakked is 4-4. 9 deaths between the bottom lane here. They are crumbling.
They are just getting picked left, right, and center. And now GX, with the pressure they have in mid, are moving into the enemy jungle. Sheo spots them out.
Great lens from closer here. Sheo is just tagged, but there's no threat further on. GIANTX are playing top side of the map right now as they look for a little bit more.
The problem with this is it puts pressure onto Carlsen. He has to back away.
Yeah.
He knows that with no mid control, the ability for GX to be able to collapse on the side lane is very real. So he's forced to respect that. That top tower becomes a primary target for GX now.
Carlsen, yeah, misses the hook shot, but it's okay. We didn't see. The GIANTX clear away vision. It is completely red in this top side now, so as he pays his respect, he waits for that push in the inner, or rather outer turret top, while Kamiloo makes a trade bot. So at least there is a trade for the team that is behind, which is Team Heretics. And to give Team Heretics some kind of due, we've got only a 1k gold lead for GIANTX. That's going to slim now with the outer turret bot. So 800 gold is all that GX lead by. It is just this dragon stacking that right now poses a threat.
I mean, look at how strong this Corki is. I mean,
that also poses a threat.
That is a scary Corki. We know how confidently Noah plays when he has a lead as well. And the engage that we've been seeing from Jun. But yes, good cross map overall from Heretics. Soul spawning in a minute 20. That gold needs to get spent ASAP from Heretics as the Camille back into the top lane, has the TP available. Stend.
No, not again. Surely. Phosphorus bomb. Noah, big one. On a ward, he will be seen if he backs there as they just get access to mid yet again. Flakked, remember, on hit Varus, so his Q's not going to wave clear as much as he'd like, but as he autos it out, Noah, the sad bee. I mean, he knows he's unbelievably fed right now, as we were talking about before.
I wonder how much he's off. He's got to be pretty close.
What'd you say next item was? Do you know Noon Quiver goes into Shield Bow?
Yeah. He's only sitting on about...
Do you know, I was talking about this with Dagda, but I still see that and I go, oh, Noon Quiver, that's going to be, by the way, he just upgraded his boots, so we're a little bit further off.
Yeah. Well, he wanted a spike for the Dragon.
Don't you still see that and be like, oh, we're either going Kraken, we're going Gale Force?
No, I don't actually.
Or Immortal Shield Bow?
I've completely removed Gale Force from my mind.
I have not. Gale Force Corki. Oh, GIANTX. They're even on the enemy side of the map, but for Team Heretics, this is going to be a bit of a pincer maneuver, Vedi. I'm worried about Kamiloo walking in here.
Where's the Camille is the crucial point. Still sitting in the mid lane, trying to regroup with the team. Has the TP available, but Heretics are being shepherded right now. They're relatively safe in the bot lane. GX doing a good job of controlling the river for the most part.
But now it's blind.
And now the darkness is a very scary spot for GX. They have to show a little bit more restraint.
Poke starting to match up a little bit here from Flakked. Jun is just out of range as GIANTX. The support walks over a ward. Team Heretics now regain control a little bit as Carlsen sits and waits.
Jun is getting very low. Bot wave continues to get pushed in. Closer, getting the Dragon to about 60%. That's going to drop to 50. Keep your eyes on Carlsen.
I'm looking for that flank. Nature's Grass starts it off. Carlsen goes into the pit to kick it off. He's got a hook shot, walk shot, and waiting. Chains of Corruption enables him, but they don't pull the trigger. Kamiloo goes right side while Dragon is given over and stolen. Team Heretics have at least stopped the objective, but Kamiloo jumps in to try and dive out as he ulties. He will be traded off, but they stopped the stacking. Team Heretics stopped the soul.
The crucial smite comes through from Sheo to secure the objective. It ends up being a 1-for-1 from Kamiloo. He doesn't expend the flash. And we see here a great ultimate comes out from Sheo. Great zone control. Doesn't deny closer access, so the smite is still crucial as Stend is looking for a flank on the right-hand side. A lot of resources are committed into trying to get that kill on a Stend. He tanks all of the bursts from Jackie's, and then he flashes away to safety. Kamiloo thinking he can get the reset to get out. I don't hate the play, largely because he didn't really expend anything. He didn't lose a flash. He still ends up getting a kill traded. And you can see he's still sitting on a gold lead over that of Jackie's. So he's going to respawn with the TP available, ready to contest this Baron should it be started off. And Heretics still in a solid position in this game.
Fighting for their lives. It's looking a lot better than game one, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
But it's looking a lot more nuclear as well. I feel like this fight, Vedi, maybe around Baron could define the game. Both mid laners are also looking nuclear. Almost 3 items on Kamiloo. Almost 3 items on Jackie's. 120 stacks now as well. He gets that plus 15% AP added to his kit. So with the Blackfire Torch, make it almost 20 here with Cosmic Drive for the movement speed. Team Heretics on the other side. All it takes is a reset for Kamiloo with that explosive charge, and he'll be hopping, jumping, sitting. Carlsen will end up doing the rest.
Sets likely have to come through, given that someone's got to go and match Kamiloo in the bot lane. And this is the advantage of Heretics' composition in the side lanes. That comp is really strong. Tristana is such a fast and split pusher. No one can really 1v1 the Camille, especially when she gets that 3rd item completed. And so, as long as Heretics, and that's not to say that Heretics necessarily have weak team fighting, it's just that with things like the Rumble ultimate, Syndra's ulti, like there's some scary things on the side of GX.
True.
And given what we've seen, I feel like GX also just typically play team fights better. So Heretics need to play patiently, play through these sides, leverage the strength that they do have. And I like that just, look, they're keeping Kamiloo bot. He's pushing extremely deep. There's a dangerous thing to do when you don't really have information as to where a lot of the members are. He just has a pretty good understanding that Jun and Closer are hovering around the top side of the map.
Oh, they're walking into unfamiliar territory, though. Jun just got a perfect engage off Stend. Matches it, though. Teleport's going to be burned. Nature's Grasp as well. GIANTX are separated, and Carlsen knows this. He's zoning off Jackie's while Kamiloo now teleports in. Chains of Corruption, though. Flakked does the deal as Noah jumps on in. Misses Stend. Now has to get out. Flash, twisted advance, and Noah might be in trouble, but Bramble, Smash, you're not going anywhere. Team Heretics with a big shutdown, and that's what they needed to start the Baron.
They commit onto the 3 in the top side of the map. They turn it into a skirmish. They leverage the quick TP collapse from Kamiloo, and they find themselves 2 crucial picks. Now they have the Baron in their eyes. Closer, the smite is not available.
Oh, but Jackie's is coming in. Team Heretics are low. Lot has his ulti. Equalizer down as well. They're getting chunk from it. Scatter the Weak not going to hit Carlsen at 3.5k as GX have run out of their tools. They don't find the picks to stop it. Baron goes down. Heretics have got a breath of life.
Good, patient play from Heretics, really leveraging the strength of their composition. The Lord Dominic's Regard now finished for Kamiloo as well, a much-needed gold injection. And we look back at this, and it's a 3 versus 3. Neither AD carry is there. The TP comes in first from Kamiloo. He's ready to join the fight, and Stend very close to losing his life. Ends up getting the shield at the last minute, and then they get that crucial kill onto Closer. Then Noah joins, but look, he's disconnected from the team. Meanwhile, the TP on the top side of the map means that Lot really can't offer that much.
Jackie's engaged Stend, but Jun bops him away. Really good disengage from the support of GIANTX, but they're rooted up. Nature's Grasp is there. Chains of Corruption as well. GIANTX might be separated, and Carlsen is doing the work. Look at him on top of Jackie's. This Camille! Bloody Carlsen takes him down for the shutdown as Team Heretics with 3 big kills and 50-second death timers.
They know they have the goal lead. They just go straight up into forcing the engage. Jackie's has no way of escaping as he's isolated from the rest of his team. Heretics playing with the confidence that they need to turn this into a 3-game series.
I love Carlsen on carries, Vedi. That's all I'm going to say. He sends it. He doesn't care. No more Cassante, please. Get rid of the Ambessas, the Jaces. I know carries, but
I mean,
on the Camille.
A lot of credit needs to go to the fact that Kamiloo bounced back. He made a lot of blunders in the early game. We saw a number of small mistakes turn into bigger mistakes, but he committed to his play in the side lane. He has the experience advantage. He has the item advantage. He has the gold advantage. He is now a big carry threat for the side of Heretics. And they're just now winning out on the 5v5. They have too much of an advantage. They have so much utility in the form of Stend and Sheo. And if a single member is isolated, Carlsen just locks him down.
Yeah, Kamiloo also gets himself a bit of gold in bot. Heretics 5k gold up. This game looked horribly doomed at one point. And I will say it wasn't much of a goal lead, but it just felt like they were, you know, mentally crumbling, Vedi. You already just mentioned about Kamiloo. Flakked and Stend caught out multiple times, 3-4. And while we seemed harsh at the time, look at the gold on the bottom of your screen. Look at that jump, that pivot to turn around mid-game. Props to even the 2v2 of Flakked and Stend. Because Team Heretics just got their stuff together as Vedi, I haven't started talking yet. Scout of the week is there. Shutdown. Stend is going in. No. Team Heretics. No. No. 2 dead.
It's okay.
Breathe.
It's okay.
No.
It's only 2 dead. They did lose those Barons, which means they can't really push anymore. But the gold still sits in their favor. They still have the advantage. And hey, the Baron was about to wear off anyway.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So it's okay. We're cool.
Okay.
We're now going to wait a little while for
Okay.
the next set of objectives to spawn.
I'll sit down.
You can go take a seat.
Okay.
All right.
I don't. Look,
Yeah.
I don't want to say I've cursed something, you know? Team Heretics here are close to bringing us to a game 5. Game 3.
3.
It feels like game 5.
Game 6 of the day.
Game 6 of the day, that is true. And when we haven't had any best of 3s go the distance, maybe in the same day we get 2 that go against the rule.
I mean, also, it would just be massive for Heretics to get a win over GIANTX.
What a
let alone
statement,
win
yeah.
the series, because again, they're a team that people have very few expectations around. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs at the start, and then they do. And then, sure, they ended up getting steamrolled by Fnatic, but I don't think people really had many expectations going into that series. And now here they are putting up a very competitive matchup in the second game, and they did it by trusting their players by playing comfort.
Yep.
A rookie player, Carlsen, was given Camille in what could have been their final game of Winter, and he's having a great performance on it. And now they need to trust him to be a big carry.
Closer jumps in, Kamiloo runs away. Satchel charge does a bit of damage, that's nice. Sheo also waiting just outside of lens range. Poke coming in from Flakked as well. Scout of the week on Sheo. Stend thinking about his engage. He's got Flash and he's got a Magnet Storm available. Closer needs to heal up in his own jungle though, in case something else brews.
There is Carlsen. I mean, he's been pinged.
Minions are always good. He is waiting though, still patiently. They know he's in there. He's trying to bait it out over the wall. Electro Harpoon hits. Hook shot, wall shot away.
But look at bot lane. Once again, Kamiloo wisely goes to the lane that he's been finding a lot of success with. Split pushing. He's extended his gold lead to 3k now. He is a full item over his lane counterpart. He's now ticked over to level 18, so he's got a full level over Jackie's 2. And I said in the draft I've kind of lost faith in this Tristana champion, but you can't deny that an AD carry that gets to near full build is a champion that you can't disrespect.
It's like watching an episode of Demon Slayer for the weebs out there, you know? You go from one season to another. Dude is now like, he's taking on the big bosses. He's like, how do we get here? How do we go from some kid who can just cut us, you know, cut with a sword, to taking on high-level demons, right? Like 4 items. Holy. It's crazy, the redemption arc in a game. Like, this is, I don't know.
Normally you see it across a split, now it's happening across a single game.
Yeah. In a 33 kill game at 33 minutes. I wait. 40 seconds till Baron, minute 30 till Dragon. Kamiloo won't be caught out here. Remember, he can buffer again. The best part about the Alistar. It's all about timing, but also Johnny walks in and just takes him down. That dude is killing Hysterics now.
And Carlsen left isolated on the top side of the map. Lot will try and answer, but that tower is starting to get chipped away at. Good damage coming out from Lot, but the numbers disadvantage is real.
Stend gets poked out a little bit. Nate just grabs a great angle. Jackie's getting it rooted up, but that's good. Scout of the week until the Magnet Storm says no. Kamiloo jumps in, gets another, and closer will be yet another. A triple given over as Carlsen flies, and Lot will die. Team Heretics, redemption in their eyes. And a game 3 in their books.
Fantastic mechanics from Carlsen to lock down Lot at the end to secure his team the ace, and we're going to game 3 with an incredible bounce back from Heretics.
GX don't know what hit them, but Team Heretics, they pull out a comp that had a lot of risk to it, but their risk is rewarded. Best of 3 of Fearless once again today goes the distance.
Kamiloo ended with 10, 3, and 6. What was a disastrous point in the early game, he managed to turn around massively. Huge bounce back for Heretics.
Insane as we go to a break, but when we return, game 3, please. No break? Nah, forget the break. I'm sure the desk has a hell of a lot to talk about.
Before the break, now I have some questions for the man in the mid lane, Kamiloo. What did you think of this game and your performance? Any comments?
I would say that I'm happy that I got back into the bio on game 2. My game 1 was really bad, but I'm happy to show that I have the resilience and the mental to go for more, even though the game 1 was a disaster from my part. But it's fine. For game 3, I scale even more.
Any closing thoughts on game 3? What can we expect?
We'll win.
We'll win. We'll see about this. Thank you so much. A smiling Kamiloo leading up here in game 3. Let's see if they can take it all the way after the break.